You fucking guys. This we'll get into
no.
it,
This is his thing. This is his thing. I had no idea what this movie was.
It is unreal.
Well, we got another double up, so we don't have to. We can keep the opening short, but it is America's 250th coming up this week. So
great.
I think
congratulations.
That's you're on cue. I was literally going to just demand that out of you.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Doing fucking great.
Shit's awesome right? Here, man.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, so great. So and just to honor that, I guess I recently, I'm not going to talk about it. This is too much for the show, but I recently learned about the history of Cairo, Illinois. Apparently they pronounce it Cairo, but it's spelled like Cairo, Egypt. So
it's like Cairo syrup, their favorite food.
That's what I keep thinking of. Yeah. Just look it up. It's another great footnote in the awesome, post Civil War history of our country. It's crazy how do you guys know about Tulsa, Oklahoma? What happened there?
Yeah. Only because I watched the Watchmen TV show, though.
Say, me too. It was just a town, had a big black population, pretty affluent, and then just essentially genocided by the white culture in the area, and it's just kind of one of those things that's swept under the rug. And yeah, I literally didn't know about it until Watchmen, the show, made it, brought it. I think it starts with that, or it comes up a lot.
Pretty central to the whole story. Yeah,
which is great. Nick hasn't seen it, but I fucking love that show.
Yeah, it's a blind
spot. It was really good.
Great.
It was really good. It was a sequel to the book more than anything else.
Yeah,
like the comic series, which was surprising. But Lindelof has the magic touch sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
You're probably asking everybody, what the fuck does this have to do with the Relic? Or the item, for that matter.
This did go on. But
is the item worse than genocide? Maybe. It's a bad picture. All right.
But anyways, I was just my point bringing up Tulsa, and then this is it's I heard about Tulsa, and it's not the first bad thing that I've heard about my country, but it was Jesus Christ, how does nobody know about this? And then you hear about I just found this other one just totally random on my own about Cairo, Illinois, and it's there's another just horrible thing that I learned about our history, especially with race relations. And don't even get me started on the fucking Native Americans. That's a whole other fucking can of worms.
We're not great here either. To be honest, we've got some problems with the First Nation people as well. Just it's almost the same story, really. Marginalization of the oldest civilization on the planet. Fucking white colonial dickheads that we all are.
I was gonna say, you can't fully you got the white Australians. You guys are criminals from the English Empire, so it's just in your blood. It's not.
Yeah, absolutely. You can trace my family lineage directly to cattle thieves.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, which is why if you hear any moos, you'll know what's going on back here.
This is our culture as white people, and mine and Nick's as Americans. Happy birthday to us. Greatest country on earth.
Well done, folks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of ThereWillBeDuds. This is episode 214, and I am your co-host, TJ, and with me as always,
I am Nick, and for the second time, we are visited by Regs of the No Country for Old Films podcast and a short list of a bunch of other podcasts. And he wanted to come back again. So welcome back to the pod.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm like a rash, or a plague, or a pestilence. I just won't give up. Yeah, yeah. No, because last time we were talking, you said that you kind of into kaiju stuff, and I thought, the Relic would be a good one because it's probably a dud, and it's got a big monster in it. But there's a lot less big monster in it than you want.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more fucking science and shit, and Sizemore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, and that we as usual we watched a movie. We watched two again. We're gonna talk about one of them first.
Okay, let's just go back one step there. Like the film, The Item, is a movie only in name only. Okay, it's a movie in the same way that McDonald's is food. All right, it's not really.
It's like a technicality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has some of the elements of food, but really it's junk and cardboard. That's kind of how I feel about The Item. And I'm super positive. I can normally find some cool shit about whatever, but that movie was fucking abominable.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to get to that one. But first up, we'll focus on The Item, which is from 1997, and that is
The Relic.
God damn it. The Relic. We're going to talk about The Relic from 1997, directed by Peter Hyams. Son of a bitch. It is about a crate is brought to the Chicago Field Museum from South America, I think. And it's got something in it. And they're like, oh, what is it? And there's some doctor, and she's like trying to figure it out. And then some people start dying, and they're like, it might be the thing in there. And then there's a monster.
How succinct of you.
Yep.
Excellent
and
work.
This was another Regs pick. And you did kind of set up one of my big disappointments in the end was like, because I'd seen like a picture of the monster before, and I was like, that looks pretty cool. And then you see that it's by Stan Winston. I'm like, wow, he's pretty good. He's pretty good at what he does. And then, it's very, very sparingly used, which is a little disappointing.
Hyams is notorious for like, he's his own DOP a lot, and he's notorious for underlighting. And you just can't see anything. Like, even when the fucking thing's on fire, you can't really see what's happening, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, and when it does, it looks like a Diablo cutscene. Remember Diablo, that old PC game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's based on this book series as well about this a sort of historical detective named Pentagrast, who they didn't even use that character. They'd kind of blended a couple of different characters.
Like a series. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the first in a series of books about this kind of genius investigator, and he doesn't even really appear. Like, it's
so it's like is Tom Sizemore like a amalgamation of like
sort of that?
Is
and
he
the
supposed to be like the
Doctor as
stand-in?
well.
Oh, okay.
What's her name? Penelope Ann Miller.
Penelope Ann Miller.
Was kind of,
I don't
occupying some of that space too. But
Margot, yeah.
Which was also her name in The Shadow.
It is? Oh,
which threw me for a second, but yeah. I had to ask, though, is Tom Sizemore dead? Because he probably should be.
Yeah, he's dead. He died a few years ago.
God, he is one of those.
2019?
He is one of those that I always have to
2023.
I'm always like reminded that he passed away. I do forget from time to time.
Yeah.
I always get him and like Mickey Rourke.
Sorry, guys, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
He's got a Tom Sizemore standee.
But no, I was gonna say too. This I was surprised that this was. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say surprised. It's not like he did every book ever like this, but this feels so much like a Michael Crichton book adaptation.
100%.
Both like it feels like a Michael Crichton book, and it also feels like a Michael Crichton adaptation of one of his, because most of them were not good and like had this kind of corny but self-serious tone, which I guess is Michael Crichton. That's how he writes his books. It's just it works it works better with his writing than
you need
it
like a
often-
Spielberg to elevate it a little bit.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
in the hands of like a less competent director, like I feel like Spielberg is really good at like taking subject matter if it's like adapted, and like he's really good at sentimentality, and I think that's what like makes Jurassic Park so good, is that it's like this blend of science fiction and like kind of horror and like creatures, but then there's like this heartbeat running through it that's like all the characters that but it's like if you subtract that from it, it's like what was that one that we watched? Was it Timeline?
We watched Timeline, and 13th Warrior was also Crichton too. Yeah.
But yeah, they're I don't know, it's he's one of those guys that I feel like really rides the line between like well-revered author and like hack. Like
Yeah,
I don't know, I haven't read any
he's
of his
probably
stuff.
reviewed because of Jurassic Park. Like that's got to be
Mostly,
that's gotta
yeah.
Like
be it, right?
it's like Stephen King, where like he has like such a large output that even though there's probably some duds and his like best years are behind him, he wrote Carrie
they definitely
and
are.
The Shining. He wrote Carrie and The Shining and Misery and It and all of those things. So it's like, he can let him write his weird slop. He earned it.
He sure did. I have like in terms of the you're right, the Crichton stuff. It kind of feels like the science is way more important in this film than the monster mash.
Yeah.
You know, like they're really getting into the what happens and what it's a protein and it
That
does
was
this to
something-
animals and the scares are kind of. It takes a really long time to get going, and then when there are scares, like there's that moment where Penelope Ann Miller is like freaking out because she thinks something's in the plate, and then she turns around the corner, and oh no, it's just a asthmatic migrant worker who's like cleaning the room. Like I get that you've got to set things up, but the payoff takes a really long time.
Yeah.
And even once you understand what the science is, I still don't really understand what the science is.
Yeah, not exactly. I didn't get the whole thing with it pulling out people's hypothalamuses, but then it just seemed like it just liked ripping people's heads off. Because when you saw it, it would just do it, and then it'd like toss them off to the side.
That's
cool.
The monster's like, this one's just for me. I don't even need this guy's head, and he just rips it off.
Yeah.
So okay.
I also like how they think at one point that it's a dude like squatting in there. Like if I worked in a museum that not only had a giant monster but also a axe wielding rapist, I'd quit. I would fucking quit.
That's true. Yeah.
Really, both of those things? That's too many.
I like to think I had thought early on, and then kind of as it went along, I was like, this would kind of raise maybe more problems or definitely more questions. But I had thought like, what if? Because like a lot of like the detective investigation stuff with Tom Sizemore is played so straight that I'm like, if you as the audience member, maybe if you didn't skip the first scene too. The first scene's a little like, ooh, something little maybe supernatural's going on here. But like other than that, if you didn't know, and if there weren't a little more like deliberate hits spaced out, it could almost play like a From Dusk Till Dawn, where you just think that it's like a murder mystery, and you're following the detective, and you're with how much they withhold the monster until the end, it totally could work like that. But then I think that wouldn't make certain scares work, to where like I was like, but like watching it in that frame of mind, I was like laughing, thinking of like, when she like hides in the bathroom from the like janitor with the inhaler, I was like, she actually was running from that person. She's really scared of like the poor people that work in the building. So she was actually trying to hide from that person. Or like, it doesn't work when like, again, knowing it's a monster movie, when like the police just light up a homeless guy because he scares them, you're like, well, I know there's a monster around, and they are right to be terrified. Like there's monster, they don't know what's going on, but like from their point of view, they just think they're looking for a guy, and like, something that happens in real life, but like I feel like there was like, they were like really brushing past like the fact that these guys were just killing just normal people. Like a
They
couple times. It happens a
mag dumped
couple
into that
times.
guy.
Yeah, they do.
They
and they're
do,
just like,
don't they? They really give it to him. Poor bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he was a horrible rapist with an axe, so that's totally fine. But whatever
Yeah,
happened
they
to
didn't know
Free?
that. Exactly. It's
know?
like I immediately thought of, you know what I fucking thought of? My mind immediately went to George Floyd and how after he died, the common argument from like idiots was like, oh well, he actually like he was in prison for like drugs or abusing his. It's like, yeah, okay. The guy who fucking killed him didn't know that. Like, what's the point? Like, so, and that felt like the movie was using that exact same argument to justify retroactively the cops killing this guy. Like, oh well, he is a bad guy, so it's actually okay that they killed him without knowing.
Yeah, that's like the exact argument they used with that little dipshit Kyle Rittenhouse, who like shot a couple of people at like a protest. Like one of the guys that he killed ended up having like a sexual assault like pedophile record, and they're like, he's cleaning the streets, and it's like, there's no way he knew that.
That's not why
he just
did
shot
it.
a guy.
Yeah, he's not he's not Frank Castle. He hasn't done the research.
Yeah.
As you were talking about like the sort of Mr. X, I realized that this movie is Jaws.
Oh,
all right.
You don't see the monster for like the first how long? You get very, very like small glimpses of the monster.
It's like
they're trying to keep the museum open. There's
mayors,
one guy who knows better.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, no, this museum gala will stay open. He's the mayor.
You're just
He's
missing
the
a
mayor
quint.
from Jaws.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the homeless guy, they're like, case closed.
Yep.
Got him. They're like,
Yep.
that's the tiger shark that they catch.
That's the tiger shark
I
that-
think
yeah.
is Jaws. And Tom Sizemore is like, that's not it. That's not the guy. That's not what did this. And everyone else is just like, we got to open up the beaches. We got the guy. It's like, oh,
So in this case, Sizemore
Jaws.
would be Brody, and
Yes.
and Penelope Ann Miller would be Hooper.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. You just don't have a Quint.
Yeah. So now this is just more of a point that well, I mean, this wasn't Crichton, but since we were talking about that before, that like Steven Spielberg, maybe he should have just directed this, and it could have been like Jaws in a museum, you know? That would have been great, because this tagline is used so much in movies that like it'd be so great if Spielberg used it in one of his own, where it says like, this will make you afraid of museums like Jaws made you afraid of the ocean. That'd be such a flex to like
Yeah.
in your own
And
movie.
museum curators the world around go, Steve, like what the fuck, man? We got to get people in there. No one likes museums anyway anymore. There's no
Yeah,
no one's
really
got-
needs to be
there's no
brought down a
Xboxes
peg.
there.
Yeah.
The museum people. They've had it high on the hog for far too long.
Yeah, those museum folk, dastardly.
Did they? So I didn't really do much of like a trivia dive. Did they shoot a lot of that in the Field Museum? Because we've been there,
I believe so.
and
yeah.
like it's
sure looks
obviously
like
changed it a little bit, but like the little entryway, like the foyer, and like all that. I'm like, oh, they're actually there. They're like actually shooting it there. I mean,
think I
obviously
read,
they probably built sound stages for like
Yeah,
all
a
the
lot
scenes
of
where
the
shit gets blown
Action-
up
Yeah.
and like set on fire. But you know, I think a lot of the exterior shots or like some of the exhibits, I'm like, did we see that exhibit? I think we did. Like when when like the two kids are kind of walking around like after hours, and like
the
you see
animals.
all of
Yeah.
like the animal displays. I'm like, I think those are like legit. Regs,
Sorry,
you
I'm
were
just
talking
having a
about like how dark the movie is and like the lighting and all that. I agree. But there were a few shots that had like some moody lighting that I really liked, especially like when the gala kicks off and like you see like the dinosaurs or like the zebra and like the lion fighting, and they're like kind of bathed in red and everything's like kind of candlelit. I don't know. I make this comment a lot whenever I watch like modern movies versus older ones, but like so many movies now are like backlit to hell and look like Verizon commercials, that whenever I see something that like that looks like that has like actual shadows and like texture and color and like intentional lighting, like that movie, instantly I'm like, oh, this is good. Like it's not a good movie, but also like I see stuff like that and I'm like, that bumps it up by at least half a star if it's like has interesting or good like cinematography and like lighting stuff. And like there were a few scenes in this where I was like, okay, like they there was like intent there. It's moody.
He knows how to move the camera. Like there's a lot of especially when he's using the prop of the relic itself, I guess you call it the monster. He knows how to keep that in shade, but also keep it interesting. Hang on, I'm just having a look. So because the novel portrayed the relic that I was talking about before, portrayed the museum administration in an unflattering light, they turned down the film's producers. Paramount Pictures offered the museum a 7-figure sum of money to film there, but they were worried that a monster movie would scare kids away from the museum. The producers faced the problem as the only museums in Chicago and Washington, D.C. resembled the one in New York. The Field Museum of Natural History in Chicago loved the premise and allowed them to shoot there. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the novel was set
in somewhere in New York, by the sounds of it.
Oh,
probably
okay.
the MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art or something like that. That's like the big museum there.
Well,
Fucking New York
it would be
so
a
uptight.
natural history museum, I would think.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
It's
one?
good like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I did like about this, and we're jumping to the end here, but I've never seen anybody get killed in one of those turnstile doors.
Ah.
And when they're all the people are just bouncing because of the monsters going ape shit and like cutting, like the guys who rappel down and he snips one in half, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone gets stuck in between those two turnstile doors and just gets crushed. I was like, I've often thought about that, and I've never actually seen it happen.
I love the classic like horror like monster movie trope where you have the special ops guys come in and they just are complete fuck ups. Like they don't do anything right. They're supposed to be like special forces and they drop in and immediately just they're like, oh fuck, oh shit. Oh. That's like all they do.
Rappel down as well. Like come in the front door. Like why what's with all the fucking Splinter Cell shit going on? Like just do it normal.
Yeah.
Assess the situation, fellas.
Immediately gets his head ripped off.
Yeah. Quite cleanly. Don't fuck with
And then
relic,
the other
I'll
guy
tell you
gets
that much.
bisected too when he's getting pulled out the window.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like that. That was a good one.
You're right though. Like Nicky's right. There's beats that really work. It's just like it's about 20 minutes too long probably.
Yes.
And I feel
Absolutely.
like
Yeah, especially at the end, it's really stretches. Yeah.
and the complex science that we're talking about, like the animal proteins and the hypothalamus and all that stuff. It's like, a film that did that kind of better was Mimic.
I was thinking of Mimic
GDH
while
joint.
watching this. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it came out like within a few years of each other, and it's like
it may have been the same year.
Oh, damn it.
really?
right
Okay,
around.
yeah. Well, that makes sense. And that kind of idea of the X-Men idea of like a jump in evolution.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a little bit easier to understand than something that needs to rip your head off and eat something really specific.
Yeah. Yeah, I had big Mimic vibes from this. Even where like the lead character is like a biologist lady doctor.
Yeah. Biologist Lady Doctor should have been the name of the film.
Yeah.
What does the relic mean? I don't know. Just call it Biology Lady Doctor. That'd be fun.
Somebody just calls it that. It's not like, I guess the relic is the little salmon eggs on the plants, I guess. Or
I
is it the
guess
box
yeah.
itself?
Someone's like,
canapes.
ooh, some roe, and they put it on like a bagel and
That's
just eat it.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
on a bagel as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so yeah, there's like chunks of this that really work, but I think also like a big issue is that like I think our two leads get together far too late into the movie, where it's like they've got the gala going on, he's like going down the hallway with the dogs, and her and like James Whitmore are like at the computer like doing all of that shit, and then you got the thing with like the security system goes down so everyone gets locked out. It's like I don't really like buy that like the two leads have like any chemistry at all, because I feel like at the end of the movie that it almost wants you to think that there's like a romantic subplot between the two of them. Like it's like a 90s movie,
I gotta
so there
respond
has to. So when he like gives her the bullet, or she gives him back the bullet, and he's like, "No, you keep it." I don't think the movie was maybe intentionally trying to set it up that way, but like it kind of felt that way, where it's like he's a man, she's a lady. They're like they kind of have like a little bit of like a flirtatious, slightly contentious meeting where it's like he's superstitious and she's a woman of science, and they kind of butt heads on some stuff, but it's like they're trying to like establish chemistry early on. And then I think, once the shit hits the fan and everyone's like kind of separated and you've got like 3 different groups to maintain and like watch, that's like really when it bogs down. And I think the two leads should have met up like way earlier. They should have like met in a hallway or something, and then they team up to try to figure out how to deal with this thing. But I don't know, it's like 20 minutes too late.
They also add detail where you sort of don't really need it, like the whole thing about the bullet, the misfired bullet, Sizemore tells the story about, you run up on a kid and he got fired at and the bullet just didn't discharge, and they say he had it looked at and it said it was a perfect bullet, it should have gone off, and he's like, saving her life, and he ends up giving it to her and she puts it in her cleavage. Like, if it wasn't lucky before, fuck me. And then that kind of that's supposed to be like some sort of tendril that holds them together, but it's really loose and it comes out of nowhere as well. It's like the monster shit's all happening and then you stop to tell this story. Like, it's not Quint talking about the USS Indianapolis,
Yeah.
That is kind of hey.
This bullet isn't related to the monster at all. Did you fight a monster with this bullet? Because otherwise,
I thought that's what he was. I thought that's like the final shot. He was gonna load his gun with his magic bullet.
100%. Yeah, right.
Smile, you son of a, and like do the Jaws thing.
Yep. Like in The Patriot, when Mel Gibson melts down his dead son's toy soldiers into bullets and then uses them on the dude at the end. Like,
whoa! I've not seen that movie, so that's
actually
crazy. All right, TJ, you said you had a rebuttal for me.
I love. Just good shout out Patriot. That's so fucking metal. That's such a sweet ass moment in that movie. God, that movie's great.
After they murk his kid, and he gets his other 2 kids.
Yeah.
And they take Heath Ledger, and he's got to go and guerrilla style kill them all. And he's like, "Hello, my 8-year-old and 11-year-old son. Aim for the officers." Yeah. And he goes down there and like Last of the Mohicans each one of them.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. It's really good.
I'll watch that and just forget all about all I was talking about in the intro, and I'll be like, yes, yes.
Be super patriotic.
USA.
No, I was just gonna say that I had kind of the opposite feeling towards it, where I was expecting, I was like, oh, this is a 90s movie, there's a guy and there's a girl and this is what's gonna happen. And I remember thinking like partway through, I was like, God, they have no chemistry. I was like, they better not end it with them like, making out at the end or whatever. And it's not like it, like I was like, oh man, this movie's amazing because it didn't do that or whatever. But I was happy with the ending, that it was just, they had that little moment, and I took that more as like, because he had been kind of doing the like, what is also common in these movies with the guy and girls, where he's like taking digs at her, and he's like not really fully like, there's like a lack of respect coming from him or whatever. And that's kind of what I took that the bullet exchange back at the end was just like, all right, we're cool now, fist bump. And like, and so I was glad that it didn't end with a romance. I didn't take that as a romantic hint, and it was just kind of like okay, cool, we're not doing that. And I'm glad, because it would be wholly unjustified if they did try.
Oh yeah, it would have been terrible if they went that route.
Yeah.
I'd also love how it ends with, it has that moment, the nice sort of, exchanging of the bullet, and then it just helicopter shot away from the sort of cacophony of all the cars coming in and everything and all the shit's going on. And that's it. We're out. It's Die Hard style.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very quick.
Just finish.
Speaking of Die Hard, I just remembered this about the mayor. I was like, I fucking know this guy. I know that guy's voice. And he's the guy on the plane at the very beginning of the movie that tells John to make fists with your toes.
Fists with your toes.
Yeah, he's that guy. It's like, I know that guy's voice, and yeah, it was him.
He was my favorite character.
Yeah,
Talking about his wife's cleavage. You see my wife's cleavage? It's what got me reelected. I'm like, fuck.
I wrote.
Are we recording this call?
I wrote that down too. Because I was like, I wasn't like sure if I was like, is she like gonna be in this movie? I'm not sure. But then like she comes on the screen. I was like, I mean, for all that build up, it's kind of mid cleavage. But I was wondering, so I'm glad that they did. They did have it in the movie. They did feature.
All right,
it.
we're going to jump into a new segment here, everybody, where TJ ranks cleavage throughout history in cinema.
Ooh. Okay.
What's that? When was that out? I remember
Mummy.
when I was a young kid.
Speaking of the Mummy,
my dad
Brendan
was.
Fraser,
Sorry, I jumped all over you. Then what's that?
No, we were talking about cleavage, and I was saying, and you brought up like Brendan Fraser, Mummy again. I mean, come on, you got two great ones in that one, Rachel Weisz and the lady Mummy.
The lady mummy. Yeah, that's my favorite.
I think as a child
as well, the lady mummy.
As a child, all time, maybe the one that I remember the most, Yvonne from Clue, the French maid.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, many sexual ships were launched. I'll tell you that much. That completely rewired you, didn't it, Nick?
And then she gets strangled later on, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this.
This better not awaken anything in me.
Yeah, exactly.
I had my dad lived in Queensland when I was young, and I went to visit him, and his best friend was staying with him, and we'd had dinner that night, and I probably maybe like 7 or 8, and we'd had dinner that night, and Dad was like, we'll go to the video store and get something. And he said to his friend, he's like, what do you want us to get? And he goes, oh, anything with cleavage. And on the drive to the video store, I was like, what's cleavage, Dad? Then he had to explain it to me, and we ended up getting GoldenEye. So, perfect.
Okay, yeah.
That's a cleavagey movie. If you remember.
So.
I cannot wait for this episode to drop and like the Spotify AI generated auto chapters is going to have one chapter that's just like ranking cleavage over like the ages or something like that. Like it's going to have like a whole little chapter dedicated to this because we're talking about it.
Cleavage through the movies. Yeah. That's going to be excellent.
See, okay. I'm gonna legitimately try to like segue off of that. I feel like there were a ton of things.
I thought you were like, I'm gonna legitimately try to rank my top 10.
Here's my top 10
I'm really
cleavages.
thinking about this. There are so many opportunities I feel like that are never like followed through on, from minor stuff like him talking about his wife's cleavage, and then it's like you see her and it's like, you know, there's not really much going on. It's like, I don't know, it's like you set it up. You know, pay it off, right? But I feel like there's a bunch of little things like
opinion.
that. In this humble podcaster's opinion, they didn't do it very good.
Yeah.
But like another like little thing that like they kind of played up a lot was Tom Sizemore's OCD. Mm-hmm. Or not OCD, sorry. I guess his like his
suspicion.
It's like a combination almost. It's like his suspicions.
Yes.
They like manifested like these little OCD type like tics and habits.
What you mean.
But I was so ready for that to be paid off by like him having to like run away from the monster through the superstition exhibit. And he has to just run through. He has to run through a room, and he looks up, and there's open umbrellas, and he's like, "No!" And then he runs through another room, and it's just like full of broken mirrors, and he's like, "Ah!" And then he looks, and he has to like run under a bunch of ladders. I literally have a note where I was like, "Oh, what's his next thing? Like he's gonna like have to like go buy some salt that's been spilled on the ground or something." And there was like a salt pile like set up in it. And I was really hoping that like that whole thing, like his superstition would be tested, where he literally has to run through an exhibit of like all of the most common superstitions ever. And I feel like even at the end of the movie, they kind of like do that, where it's like, does he finally step over that bone of the thing, or does he go around it because he like doesn't step over bodies? That's like bad luck to do that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I was like, was that supposed to be like him getting over?
I was too busy looking for cleavage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not here. There's none.
This movie sucks.
They talked about it.
yeah,
There's not even half as much as Goldeneye.
Because like they draw attention to it so much, where like I laughed out loud at the penny scene, where it's like she sees a penny on the ground, and he's like, "Wait, is it heads up?"
Oh yeah.
And she's like, no, it's heads down. He's like, "Don't pick it up." And then she's just like, "Oh,
Bitch,
well, you
I'm a
know,
scientist."
museums, the museum needs funding."
Yeah.
So
I do
don't know,
like
I
as
was
well that she sort of gets gangster all of a sudden, and the way that we know that happens because the monster kills her mentor.
Yeah.
And spoilers, everyone. But and she takes off her shoes, and he's like, "I'm fucking mad now." I'm like, "Why are you mad at it?" I love it in movies where this happens. Like people get mad at the Jaws. Like it's not the Jaws' fault. Like it's an animal. Like it just wants to. Like if all of a sudden we were sitting here right now and one of those or more than one of those cats attacked TJ, like we'd be like, "Well, that happens. You know, that's what's up."
Oh yeah.
You gotta watch out for
deserve
animals. You know.
Yeah. This is how like half of the Godzilla movies begin. Is like opening scene is like attack from Godzilla on the city, and then somebody dies, and then you follow their like child or sister or something like that, and they're like, "I have a personal vendetta against Godzilla because they killed my father," and like the movie acts like they're the only person to like ever have somebody be killed by Godzilla when it's like super common, and they're like, yeah. So when
he does it a lot.
Same thing. I know that's kind of his thing, and also he is just like a big monster, a big guy who like probably most, if not all, the people he kills, you could just look at it as an accident. He's just kind of walking around, you know.
He's a disaster. He's not a malevolent force. He's a disaster movie. Like malevolent forces are like Mothra and you know those bug things from King Kong.
Oh sure, yeah.
You know that bug part in like talking about Peter Jackson's King Kong. You know where they fall into the ravine and there's all them bugs.
Yeah.
And Andy Serkis gets that one on his head.
Yeah.
Fuck off. No, absolutely not.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I'm sorry, we keep going back to the scarabs from The Mummy, too.
Getting under the skin?
Yeah, that shit terrified me.
No,
thank you. I mean, it still kind of does. It's pretty
bugs
freaky.
can get fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
That could have been the tagline for this movie.
Bugs can get fucked.
Bugs can get fucked.
Yeah,
oh
she
I thought you just
obliterates
pulled
that big ass
I see you
beetle.
just pulled the chair and it's a cat. I thought that was a like a pram.
No.
Okay. Take this way
no.
seriously.
But I do have one of those for the cats.
Excellent. Love it.
We gotta get to some of the there were a couple lines here that I wrote down because they really gave me a chuckle. One was I loved the mortician lady. I think she just had one scene, but she like ate it up. I thought she was great. There's the it's when they're looking at the body of the security guard. Like the first, I think it's the first one that they find and they're investigating. She's, reading out the report, the autopsy report. And she's like, this is blah, 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 age, whatever. And then she says, height, 5'4", maybe with the head 6'1".
Height 5'4", with his head maybe 6'1", weight 160, give or take, if you know what I mean.
Says something like that.
Yeah, she was good. I liked it.
And then a little later, I don't think it was the same scene. I think it was a little later, Tom Sizemore, when he's somebody's telling him about like, oh, it's like it's taking their hypothalamuses, and he does the most like Suicide Squad ass line where he goes,
We got a homeless ex-con who gets his jollies from ripping out people's hypothalamuses. What's he doing? Starting a hypothalamus collection?
it's like, damn.
You don't know what that is, do you, Tom Sizemore's character, who I forget the name of? Like, what? You don't actually know what it is, so you're just saying it, you're repeating it.
I think,
as
yeah.
if someone would collect those things.
Yeah.
Like, if you just said heads, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
What is he collecting heads? But are they collecting hypothalamuses? And then he went home later and 1997 Googled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On those.
Actually, he's got this great thread, this great story thread. He actually mentions the internet. He says, "Goddamn internet." That like it's a custody battle, but you find out it's about a dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
goes
right.
through, and he's like talking to his superior officer, and he's like, "By the way, how the fuck do you get custody of a dog?" I'm like, "Are we still doing this? Are we still like? Is this the only character trait that he's got?"
Yeah. I totally forgot about the dog.
Yeah, again, another setup that I was expecting, like, when he goes and chases the dog down the tunnel and then, like, he kind of teams up with the dog near the end. I thought they were going to, like, it's like, he lost his dog in his custody battle or something. It's like, but he's got a new one now because they solved the crime together or they stopped the monster together. And it just kind of, that also, like, doesn't really go anywhere. Like, I don't know. There's, like, I feel like there's so many opportunities to, like, pay off on stuff that, like, kind of is brought up in a sort of weird way. Like, they really, they refer to that multiple times where it's like you get the setup, like, I was in court and, like, I lost custody. And they're like, to your kid? And he's like, no, my dog. And then, like, I feel like later on, someone else brings it up again. Yeah, like you said, how does someone lose custody of a dog or something? It's like, okay, they're really kind of, like, hammering in on this dog thing.
Yeah.
So
If
I
you
thought by
mention
the end
it
of the
more than
movie,
3 times, it's going somewhere.
by the end of the movie, I was like, it's like, he's gonna be like, you're my new buddy. I don't know. I feel like this needs to be punched up a bit in 20 minutes shorter, and it would be like a pretty decent monster movie from the 90s.
Yeah, just get some more monster in there. I must say, though, maybe this is just me, but does the monster turn into... Because you find out that it's part human because it's part of the dude who was, like, at the beginning, the cold open, where he's like, you can't put that crate on the ship. It's got some shit in it that's going to fuck everybody up and turn them into relics, and it's going to be crazy. And the ship captain's like, whatever, I'm going to do it. And then it happens to him. Like, he ends up being part of the monster, right? So it's part human. And then at the end, when it corners Penelope Ann Miller's character, it kind of turns into a pervert for a couple of seconds. And it's licking her and shit. And then she sets it on fire. There it is. You're right. The cleavage quota was met. I just thought it was a really bizarre turn. Almost as bizarre as the sex scene at the end of the item, but we'll get to that. Unfucking real, fellas. I just can't even believe you've done it.
Go ahead.
No, it was
Pervert
so strange.
Relic
I
is
feel
really
like that was like another thing that I feel like that should have been discovered way earlier on in the movie. So then, because I feel like you only know that he's part human, and it's like the guy that discovered it shortly before it gets like blown up. Like, I feel like if you had known earlier on that, like, oh my God, it's because like they reference, where is he? And then James Whitmore is like, I haven't talked to him in a few months. He went to Brazil and we've kind of lost contact with him. If she had learned on her computer like sooner that it was the guy that like disappeared who's like sort of mutated into this thing, I don't know, it could have like recontextualized the monster a little bit. I don't know, I guess the monster didn't really have a ton of motivation. It just kind of did its thing and like ripped people's heads off. But it's like, I don't know, I think knowing that, they definitely could have done more with it, where it's just like maybe she feels conflicted about killing it, and maybe she wants to like figure out if there's a way to like reverse engineer the process, or maybe she feels morally conflicted because she knows it's like a researcher who's like in there somewhere. Just spitballing here.
They are all things that would have made it better.
I wonder if that was a bigger element in the novel, because
I
it
could see that.
really, just because of how much of an afterthought it felt like here, where like it doesn't even feel like consistent with like what happens like when you find it out. I almost wonder if it was just so they could have that little moment to like establish that like, oh, it used to be human, to have that Alien 3 shot Because like partway through, I was like, does this movie think that it's Alien by like withholding the monster so much? And then it does that shot where like if you haven't seen Alien 3, it's like I feel like it's like the most famous shot from that movie. It's where Sigourney Weaver's like up against the wall and she's turning her face away, and the xenomorph is like right in her face, and he like opens his mouth and the little tiny mouth comes out. And they do that. That's what happens here. She's like up against the wall. Penelope Ann Miller's up against the wall, and the monster comes up and he's like right in her face, and then he licks her in Alien. It just sticks out the little mini mouth. But so I was like, did they just do it so they could
by the way?
Whatever.
Well, honestly, maybe those cops weren't all wrong, because this guy also seems to be maybe some sort of like rapist or pervert, because as soon as she learns that he's human or partially human, he immediately sexually assaults her. So it's just like, hey, maybe we need a couple boys in blue to come in here and mag dump into this thing. Like,
yeah, a couple of trigger happy dudes who don't mind, taking out some would-be beast rapist people. It's also funny that it happens just that one time. Like,
yeah,
surely it would time. if it's anthropomorphic and it's part human, wouldn't it want to fuck everyone? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Penelope Ann Miller in her prime. Thank you very much. I saw Carlito's Way. I'll lick the shit out of it.
I think they say that they knew each other. I think that was partly why, and I don't know if they were saying they knew each other in a biblical sense. I don't think so, but
biblical.
But it did say that they knew. So I thought it was like, oh, it's recognizing her, and then it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was more so annoyed with him because like her character is that she's very strictly scientific with everything, and he was basically like kind of globe-trotting, chasing down all the superstitions and like cultural myths, and like that's him at the beginning with like the tribe, and they're like playing the drum, and then they make him drink something, and then he freaks out, and
like
very, very classic stuff. And so I think they knew each other, but I think she was like, annoyed with him.
I assume they were just like work coworkers or whatever. You know? But no, that also like, again, them knowing each other, them establishing that made like the ending funnier, like how when she like kills it or whatever, because like there's that part I think where he's got her, the close-up part, and it's like, I think it's right there when he does that, and he like pauses, and then she's like looking at him kind of like like sympathetic, and she says, I know you, and then like a minute later they had this quiet moment where she's like, oh, I know you. I recognize the human inside. This is a really sad, like, tragic thing that happened to you. And then a minute later, she lights him on fire and says, go to hell. So maybe that would lend more to the theory that she does know him, but she doesn't like him. So, I guess both things could be true.
Speaking of that moment in particular, like when she sights it on fire, like I said before, it looks like fucking N64.
Yeah,
what does she jump in? That's got the water in it.
Sure, it's just I wasn't
like
sure.
A sensory deprivation tank or something. Like what the fuck's that doing?
Something like that. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Science-y lab equipment.
Yeah.
Stuff. I guess.
Yep.
Is that like a thing in museums where like they have underground like subterranean research labs?
I don't know, subterranean, but they'd have like areas where you would do,
like research and
carbon
stuff like
dating
that.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
just like basements or employee areas, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they'd be a bit lit, like well lit. By comparison,
yeah.
there's one scene where she's in her lab working, and she's just got a lamp on. I'm like, dude, turn some lights. Like you're gonna be able to see. You're gonna go home with a headache, darling.
It's lit like an X-Files episode.
Like, it is, yeah.
You see Mulder in his office, and it's just like dark and dank.
Yeah.
And there's like a single spotlight on his "I Wanna Believe" poster. Which, again, speaking of, if Gillian Anderson had played Margot, I feel like that would have been a really good casting choice. I feel like she
confused a lot of people, but sure.
Yeah, she had a very. I mean, her character was a very Scully type character that was like very much like didn't want to indulge in Mulder's, superstitions and belief in other worlds and shit.
Yeah.
Very true.
Feel that.
She could have done a British accent as well, like her normal British accent. And that would be fun.
When Greg dies, the ass kisser that's trying to get
Yeah.
like the research grant,
Yeah.
they use the Howie scream sound effect.
Oh, did they?
Not the...
Yeah.
It's...
It's not the Wilhelm, because the Wilhelm is like the the Howie scream is the
Oh,
like it's,
that
it's
one.
like
Okay. Oh, I didn't catch that. I did catch, though, they used... I don't know if this one has a name, but they did use stock, like, female screaming sound effects.
oh.
It's something like that.
I thought you were gonna say the other one that like
Don't do that again. I'll get a stiffy. Fuck.
they do the creaky door squeak.
Oh, they do.
When she's in the
That's a good one,
bathroom and
too.
she's like hiding from like the worker that's wheezing, they do the
missed
squeaky
that
door sound effect.
I love the
I
squeaky
feel like
door.
because of like a Red Letter Media video, like all of these are like on my radar. They did a video about like that, the squeaky door, and then like the pottery smash.
Pottery breaking, yeah.
The pottery break sound effect. Whenever I hear it, it immediately like pulls me out of the movie
Yeah.
because I know my ears are tuned to hearing it.
Yeah. Right.
Then my last note was that like whenever they did the close-ups of the monster, it kind of looked like the Predator. Did you guys think that at all?
I guess with the big
kind of thing
pinchers,
going on,
yeah.
It kind of had like the pinchers and like the tiny little beady eyes. I feel like I was like, oh, that just looks like they ripped off the Predator head. Like they just like did a super close up on it to like make it look bigger than what it actually is.
I could definitely, looking at a clear, well lit picture of it. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, when the monster
Even the
was
way its mouth
practical,
opens. Yeah.
when it
Yeah,
was
on the
practical, I thought it was like all right, but I think the CGI like digital monster like kind of crawling around. And there's like the scene when like that first military dude drops in. I feel like it's like it starts out human and then they like kind of blend him into a CGI model and then it just like does one of those and it just like I don't know, it looks fine, but it doesn't look great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
They
the
didn't
practicals
have Jurassic Park money.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, the practicals are Stan Winston. That dude's, I mean, he's like a legend. He's done like beyond Jurassic Park. He's done like not Alien, but he did do Aliens and like Terminator
Okay.
2, which has insane special effects. The shit that they did for that movie. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they got him for this movie when you think about it. Like, you don't think of. There's not a lot of special effects guys could be too like high build for a movie, but if there would be one, so he would be one of them, you know.
Yeah.
All
Who
right.
did the special effects for the item? The director's mum. I would have to go dud, unfortunately. It's just too boring to be fun. Like the idea is sound and I like the it could, like you said, it needs script work, it needs to be shorter. You need to see the monster less almost, and then you do the Jaws kind of shits. And yeah, it's not like it was fine to watch, but I wouldn't watch it again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I know that I saw it back in the day, but I just all I remembered about it was that beast galloping towards camera, and I was like, that'll be good, and it wasn't good. So dud for me. I'm a dud person.
I'm also going with a dud. But like at the same time, it's not. It's one of those where I'm like, it's a dud because it's not like fun bad, but yeah, it's not like a terrible movie. You know, if I were giving it like a number rating, it would be somewhere like right in the like maybe a 5 or something. It was fine. I wasn't upset with my time with it. I did think some of that could be just like the general like love I have for like kind of like Nick was saying, like movies shot on location, the old like traditional like lighting, like it looks like a movie. I like the vibes of like movies from this era, so that could have done some of the lifting. Also, like going back to like I'm really glad that worked out with like where they shot it and that they switched it to Chicago, because I mean, yeah, Chicago's a major city and there is stuff set there, but like I'm kind of like, I have like a chip on my shoulder over like how fucking 9 out of every 10 movie made in America is either set in New York City or Los Angeles. So like, again, yeah, Chicago's another one of our major cities, but I'm like, I'm so happy that they didn't shoot it in New York, because like I just get I'm so fucking bored of like hearing about New York shit and like New York characters or like Los Angeles characters in these locations where I'm like, again, it's not a niche place that nobody's heard of, but, and also it helps that it's like, it's right around the corner. It's like, it's quote unquote local for us. Like it's, you know, I go to Chicago once or twice a year on average, I would say. It's one of those like weekend trip places. It's that far away for us. So there's part of that, you know, it's cool. It's really cool. Like all the exteriors, like, oh, I've been there. I know this, you know, I know the museum pretty well. There's something about that. And when early on, they mentioned like, oh, it just blew in from Lake Michigan. And I was like, yeah.
I've been in that body of water.
Yeah. Anyways, so not a bad movie, but it is a dud, I guess is where I'm getting at. But
Yeah, same. It's a dud in that there really weren't enough like of those comically bad moments to elevate it to that status. It looked too good at times, and it was shot too well at times for me to like really call it a dud in that way. And I think if, again, like I said earlier, if you trim out like maybe 15 to 20 minutes and like tighten up some of those script elements, I think it could have been like a really good, you know, Crichton light, you know, little monster thriller.
Lighten.
It's kind of like, did you think of The Host at all while you were watching this?
Oh, no, I didn't, but the kind of design of it is, yeah, I can kind of see that.
And it's like a monster that's kind of like not really like evil, but just sort of chaotic and like kind of going on base instincts to survive. Yeah, and that one I feel just really so happens to be through like eating people's hypothalamus or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah. If I were rating it like in the normal scale, yeah, it'd be like a 5 or a 6. It was like I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it as much as I hated.
Now we are going to talk about the second movie that we watched this week, which is The Item from 1999, directed by Dan Clark, wherein a group of criminals, they obtain a box with an item in it from a mysterious person in the desert, and they're bringing it to somebody that they're working for, but they don't know who that is. There's a lot of question over like, what is the item, who's selling it to them, who are they bringing it to, and guess what, none of it matters, because the rest of the movie is they go to one of the people's girlfriend's apartment, and the rest of the movie is there. It takes place in that one, like 3 or 4 rooms, and then they go outside a couple times.
Should have called it The Apartment.
Could have. The Room, you know?
Gets sued by Jack Lemmon.
I did note that, oh yeah. So the reason that this came to mind is when you suggested the Relic, Regs, that I just, based on the title and then like, oh, it's like a monster in a box sort of thing. It's brought somewhere and then, you know, people start dying or whatever. I was like, this movie came to mind and I just couldn't shake it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring it up. And I wanted to have our friend Ethan come on because he's the one who showed it to me. But he couldn't make it. But I did ask him, because I figured there would be a question of how he didn't, it's not a lot, but I did ask him, how he found, like, where he first heard about it. Because I heard about this from him. Like I watched it with him, like last year. He has it on DVD, which is a sick find, I think. But he just
so
he
he's
said
the
that,
one.
Yeah. But he said it was just like it was his brother and his friends, his older brother and friends, like rented it from the video store when he was like really young, when my friend was really young. And I think he watched it then. And then I think he said when we watched it last year was the first time he watched it since then. But it was like, he didn't remember like much about it, but he remembered like and he just remembered it, like stuck with him. So he had always like kind of wanted to rewatch it. And then he said, I like how this movie answers the question of what to do if you find yourself stuck with a giant alien penis. Sex it.
He totally stole my joke, man. Like, you said monster in a box. It's not. It's a fucking living, talking dildo is what this thing is.
Yeah.
And half a butt plug. Like, it is...
Yeah.
It's bizarre. And when it started talking, I can't even tell you guys. Like... I wasn't even high. And I was just like, am I high? Is that what's happening? Because it was... Like, and also, like I said in the chat, I thought you were playing a prank on me, and that neither of you had seen it, or that this was somehow you guys getting back at my country for Crocodile Dundee. Like, we're gonna fucking get this kid because of Crocodile Dundee in LA. Like, the third one sucked ass, so he's gonna watch this stupid picture, and it's so long. Like, it just.
It is. It's very long.
Forever.
It's an agonizingly long movie.
And it's so short. Like, not only is it shot old DV, like 30 frames a second, so it looks like a bad music video. Oh, sorry.
I think he's... I don't know.
He went quickly. It seems like that might have been emergency diarrhea.
Oh, I think he's just letting his cat out.
That was a putty cat?
Yeah, she'll scratch at the door. This happens usually in the episodes where she'll scratch to get in, and then in a little bit she'll probably scratch to get back out.
Yep.
That's
I just leave my door open.
We're all cat dads here. It's fine. It's a safe space for feline friends.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah, I legitimately thought it was a joke, and it just looks like rubbish. No one can act. The best actor is a fucking dick puppet. Like, it's just... and then when it couldn't get more bizarre, she fucked it.
Yeah. That was jarring.
Unbelievable.
Because, like, I watched this on YouTube. You sent me a link to it, and it was like a 360p quality video. And then it's like, holy shit, this is like... It's weird seeing, like, boobs on YouTube. But it's like, I feel like it's such a like under the radar thing that it's probably not getting scooped up by like their algo. But I was like, is she gonna? Because like, so a little bit of context. TJ and I used to like stream on the like ThereWillBeDuds Twitch channel, and we would find movies. There's like this YouTube account that was called like
worse than this, like lower, even lower.
This is Citizen Kane compared to some of the stuff that we've seen. It's like Golden Media or something like that.
That's one of them. Yeah.
And we would watch movies that like are things that people have hallucinated. Like they're so strange and bizarre. But this felt like one of those that it's like. I always make this comparison, but it's like one of the movies that you see on one of those DVDs that's like, you see it in a bin in like a mega store, and it's like 10 movies in one, 10 horror movies, and it's like, there's like a shitload of, and like all of them are just garbage.
Like
I feel
bad,
like the item would be one of them.
Yeah.
This could come in a box set with The Room.
Sure. Yeah.
It's that. And it's also, it's so convinced that it's clever. Like, the reason that it's so long is because everybody is just talking about fucking, life and existence. And if you were to cut the gun battles in half, the film would be, like, 30 minutes shorter. Like, they're just firing wildly. Someone said it was like Tarantino in the thing. In the description, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, it's not. It's about my ass is more like Tarantino than this film is. And I think that also the other weird thing that happened is, I wasn't convinced, and then they were like, there's trans people in it who they get into a gun battle with, and I'm like, hang on a minute, like, what? I can't. why does that matter? Like, why is that part of, like, I don't have a problem with trans people being in a movie. That's great. But why is that important to the story?
Well, it's not.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, is it?
Yeah,
no, it's not. Like, I know that the girlfriend, the young Asian girl who ends up fucking the item, is they're her friends. But why is that critical to the story? Like, I couldn't figure it out.
I almost felt like that was more just like poking fun at, like, not well, I guess it's kind of one and the same. But it's like she's like an art student. She goes to art school. So it's like, oh, everybody there is like queer then. So that's why. And
that was honest, my read, was that all of her friends would be
part of the alphabet army or whatever it's called. No, I will say though, I thought they do, especially the main guy, Alex, who is like, he's not a good guy in the end, so it's not like he's supposed to be the one that you're like getting behind. He probably does the most like trans jokes. Like when they first like meet them, I feel like the other guys are like actually like they're referring. There might be, I don't know how much of it was like tongue in cheek. I feel like every time Alex would say like, "Oh hey ladies," he was saying it with that like sarcasm, but it kind of felt like the other guys were like just genuinely calling them, women or whatever, a little bit. But I was like, it's not as bad with the trans jokes as I would expect with, like, you bring in 4 trans people and instantly you're like, oh shit, this is gonna go down a cliff, like off a cliff instantly. And it's like, it doesn't quite, it does do it a little bit, but then like randomly there's like more Asian jokes than there are trans jokes, because then like he squares off with the Asian trans person, and it, of course they know kung fu, and he makes like a bunch of like one-liners about it, and I was like, wow. I was like, wait a minute, I was expecting this to be like offensive against trans people, and now it totally took a left turn, and now we're just being racist instead. I guess that's okay.
He's like, too. The whole like plot for the best friend character is you are a fat fuck.
Yeah.
Friend, and that's all. And then he gets so worked up about it, and then the leader of the gang is like, "Nah, man, it's just how we refer to you. Like, it's all cool. We just make fun of you." It's like, you're completely like destroying this guy's mind. Yeah. And yeah, it was an offensive movie, not only because it was mean to minorities and fringe groups, but it was offensive to me as a filmmaker. Like I make movies, fellas, and this is not one of them. It is a movie in the, like I said, in the loosest sense of the word. All for people like trans rights and body beautiful and all that kind of stuff. But me personally, it makes me feel shitty about my profession that someone got away with this and people have watched it.
But there's like that weird moment right after he shoots like the Asian trans woman, where then he kisses her, and it doesn't seem like it's.
He kisses her, and then he puts the gun up to her head, shoots while their lips are locked, so that like the blood comes like from her head into his mouth, okay. And then when he stands up, he goes. Pfft. So yeah.
What?
See, you mentioned earlier that like you saw a review that said like something about Tarantino, and again, I don't think this is like on the level of anything like literally that he's ever made. But looking at the time period that this came out in, this is like a 1999 movie. I guarantee you this guy was like riding off of like the high of watching Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, and he's 100%. Like, I'm gonna write From a Dusk Till Dawn. Really talky, dialogue-driven script about like some dirt bags. Literally, I feel like they emulate a shot from Reservoir Dogs, where he's like kneeling and he takes the gun and like puts it to his forehead. And I feel like it's like the shot with like Tim Roth and Harvey Keitel, or like near the end of that movie when everything's kind of blown. I feel like there's like that scene where he's kind of standing over him and he like puts the gun up or something. It's like,
what are you talking about? Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, you're just doing Reservoir Dogs now. But like, yeah, I feel like this movie could have been easily like 60 minutes long, but it's just padded out by characters. It's like, how many times can Alex say like fuck? Is like, it's like, oh, you're so edgy and cool. You're so edgy because your character swears and is like, they like from like the first scene. I'm like, oh, this guy's annoying as hell because they're doing like the really quippy like dialogue in the car. Like the first scene, I'm like, oh, I hate everybody in this. Like, I didn't even have to hear very many words from every character, and I'm like, oh, all of you suck ass, and I hate you all. And then they get the item from like futuristic Jimmy Seville, who's like, and he's like, here's the item. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's Jimmy Savile, all right. Dr. Ordy, I think was the guy's name.
I think that's what. Yeah. It's
also.
Go ahead.
Just
no finish.
The amount of like bullets that fly in this movie.
Yeah.
How did the police not show up immediately? Because they do the thing that like we did in so TJ and I made a zombie movie years ago, and like there's kind of a blooper and like kind of a jokey ending, whatever you want to call it.
Even though that is my favorite ending. If we narrowed it down, that would be my choice for what the real ending should be.
These two cops show up to curb this zombie outbreak, and the two cops show up and kill TJ and I. But the way that it's edited, one of the cops has just like a 6-shooter revolver.
Yeah, just like an old like cowboy, yeah.
And as he's running, he shoots probably like 400 rounds out of it.
It literally is like
like just in the edit, it is so stupid, but it's so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
But it's like the guns in this movie have like bullet capacities like that. Where like the scene when they have the shootout with like all of the trans people, it's just like like
and you never see him change mags either. Like there's no John Wick cool flipping it out and then put another one in. None of that nonsense.
But there was like kind of a funny moment where myself and Alex did almost the exact same thing. Because this is what it was. It was Jimmy Savile's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who, like, after they kill him, she comes out of the car. She's got like a crucifix that has like a blade, and it's got like the Jesus on it. And then she like slowly flips the blade out, and you're like, whoa, she's religious, but she'll also cut a bitch. I don't know. I was just like, I was getting like ripping off Tarantino vibes the entire time.
Yeah,
but
everyone's like really, like you said before, they're really cool, and also they're all convinced they're really good actors, and they fucking ain't.
They're not.
Absolutely not. No one is good in this.
But okay, so like she's running at them, and she's like getting like exploded with squibs, and they're like unloading, and she's still running, and like literally as I was watching, I was going like, but then Alex does that too, where like in the movie he's also like, how is she not dead yet? So that was kind of a fun moment for me where I did the exact same thing that the character in the movie did. Like he realized he was in a movie almost, and was like, why is this person not dead yet?
Yeah.
It needs to be way more self-aware for what it is. Like you're supposed to take parts of this seriously, and it's like absolutely not. Like what are you talking about? And it's not even like the item becomes like the albino spaceman, the guy who gives him the thing. He just dies, and that's it. That's kind of the end of his arc. There needs to be some sort of like, he's got a crew who come after them or something, you know what I mean? But
Sure.
And the item needs to be, I don't care if it's a fucking like a dick that talks, that's okay, but I need to believe it. But I don't, because it looks like it's a joke, and I don't think they mean that. In fact, the whole movie looks like a joke, but I don't think they mean that. I think they're trying to make some legit cinema here, and you know, it's the most overwrought script I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're like trying to do like a subversive alien movie almost. Because like everything that like the the item, whatever you want to call it, says, like, it's like you get these like little one-on-one vignettes with like the item and each cast member, and the item is kind of like feeding into like their fears and insecurities,
Guilt,
and like
yeah.
just like kind of like, oh yeah, fatty, like I forget what exactly it says to fatty, but I feel like it talks about like,
Tells him to kill himself, doesn't it?
yeah, because he's like, oh, no one's ever gonna love me, like my kids don't love me, my kids are afraid that I'm gonna eat them or something like that. But then it has this like really like sentimental score that's playing underneath, where I'm like, is the music trying to manipulate me into like taking this serious? Like, I couldn't tell the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you get these like, there's like moments with like Alex and like the bald guy with like the handlebar mustache, where I feel like, yeah, Mark or Martin or something like that, where it's like they're talking, and like there's like that like orchestral score underneath that I'm like, what am I supposed to feel right now? Is very strange.
The one for me that was just like, oh, fuck off, was when they were sitting there and you've got the handlebar mustache and fucking, you know, James Gunn light with a little bit of Jeremy Renner super glued to him, like having the conversation about killing that young gay kid who the Asian girlfriend's trying to protect. And he's like, the young gay kid's like, I deserve to know why you're going to take my life. And he's like, dude, I'm gonna shoot you. Oh no, I deserve to know. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not how someone pleads for their life.
Yeah,
is to get the assailant or the person who's potentially going to murder them to explain why. It's just this existential, like, sort of hyper consciousness thought processing that's going on through each scene. Like, just have them be people. Just have them be real people and talk about real shit if that's what you want. You don't need to be smart in the way that they think that it is, you know? It's not even non sequitur. Like, it's not even so far out of the realm of what they're talking about that it's weird and kind of Lynchian. It just sounds like someone trying to be clever.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, my biggest gripe with this, because I really like this movie. I'm sorry. I really like this movie.
And Regs has left the chat.
Now, yeah, don't get me wrong. I like it in the way that, like, you know, it's like a you know, it's not a good movie, but I like it for it's a good bad movie in my, you know, giving away my judgment later on. But I would agree that, like, there are a lot of lulls to where it can't be a full, it's not a full-throated, like, yes, you must, but there's enough, like, moments that just really hit for me to where I really like it. But I do agree that, like, there's just a little bit too much of the just people, like, sitting and talking, and I would agree that, like, it to me, it doesn't feel super long. And maybe that's just because I enjoy it more overall, but it does feel long. But it wasn't like a super hard, like, chore. It's not a chore to get through. But I would agree that, like, it would be service if it was like 20 minutes shorter or something like that. Mm-hmm. But, like, yeah, like the actors aren't super great. But I don't think that they're, like, the worst in the world either, like the worst that I've ever seen. But like I think just the whole movie is so confused. That's how I view it, as like kind of like what you guys are saying is like, is it want me to take it seriously? I do think that it does feel that like Tarantino influence, where the director being the one who plays Alex, the leader of the criminals, is like the most obvious self-insert ever. Like, of course, he's the crazy one. He's wacky. He's got all these funny moments and whatever. And yet like to where they're like just killing these innocent people who just come into their apartment, and they're like his girlfriend's friends, and they just kill them because, I guess, you know, they saw the thing. Like, it's not like those guys see something and what? Do they think they're going to like they're going to call the FBI and be like, hey, they've got a weird wormy thing in their apartment. You guys better, like, what do they think that they're going to do? Yeah.
They're artists.
They have a
tell them it's like a project you're working on.
Art project.
They're weird
Boom,
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if not, like, you got to think of like, yeah, what are they? They're not going to see that and immediately like know what it is. And even if they did, it's not like they're gonna. Yeah, they don't have the contact so it's like there's no point in them doing that. And like, but yeah, the way that it's like cut and the way that it's like the music is so confusing. Like that, like silly, like it sounds like stock like flute music that will play. It's like or like the cool action music when they're hunting down the people that again just stumbled into their apartment. And then like the like clearest example of this is that when they're doing that, and you get that scene that I mentioned before where it's Fatty and the Asian one, and she starts doing kung fu and she takes his gun from him, and it's playing the action music, and Alex shows up and they're kind of like joking like, oh, you know, this is where he makes like the trans jokes or whatever. But it's intercutting this with Martin and the one that he doesn't end up killing, but he's got the gun in his head, and the kid's just like crying like, please don't kill me, please don't do this. And Martin's like, his gun's like shaking in his hand, and he's like, he doesn't want to do it. And it's like supposed to be really like emotional and like, you know, like this kid's pleading for his life. And then cut to and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you supposed to get out of this? It's like they're supposed to kind of, when you're intercutting these two scenes, it's like they're from two completely different movies. That's almost how
it did feel like muddled in that sense.
Yeah, and that's how like you could say almost like every scene, like scene to scene, it's like we're in a different movie, or even like the audio versus the video is like in different is like playing for different movies, and that's like how the whole thing was. But yeah, there's still enough to where I overall like it's in the positive as far as like the dud or spud goes for me. Because like we totally skipped over.
I agree with that. Like I fucking hate it, and I think it is almost like a crime against nature. But I would recommend you watch it once, because it's a kind of seeing is believing situation.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe somebody spent time making this.
That's why I like. I couldn't. I was like, you guys got it. You have to see the end of this movie. It's. I told both of you, like, you would never. Even me saying that you're never gonna guess what this movie's about, how this movie is gonna end. Even with that in mind, you're still not gonna guess it. You have all these theories and like,
no way.
Yeah, and like,
and after I came, I was really, really surprised.
Yeah. And like, not only like, it's not just like, oh, the rest of them die, or I guess Lauren gets away. She goes away. So everybody else is gone. It's like, oh yeah,
okay,
and then it ends
names.
with the Asian girl having sex with the item. But it's not just like she just has sex with the item. It's like very detailed sex.
Oh, mate, it is intimate.
It's very prolonged. Like you see
the little things like flower head and open,
like, the little Minnie mouth come out and you know, insert itself, and yeah, Yeah, it goes on a while, and then what? She
does a
takes
reverse
the
cowgirl at some point. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you reverse cowgirl a fucking
She's
worm
spinning on
item
that thing. She's spinning. She's sitting on the item.
Yeah, incredible.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. Here's like a little bit of redemption for Dan Clark, because in this ending, he abstained from like the other cardinal sin of these movies that are written, directed, and starring the guy. Usually in those instances, they are the one that has like sex with all the women. Like usually in those movies, like I'm thinking like, I mean, The Room, Tommy Wiseau, it's like written, directed, produced, edited, starring, and then he has like 2 sex scenes with Lisa and all that.
Yeah, Neil Breen.
At the very least, Dan Clark did not like make this this woman have sex with him. Maybe he was piloting the puppet, which I guess is like, maybe that's his thing. Maybe he had like one hand in the puppet and then one hand somewhere else. But you know,
I think he might have been the voice of it, at least. I was trying to listen to like the tone or like the cadence, I guess, of the voice, and I think it kind of sounded like it could have been him, obviously pitched up or whatever. No,
Everyone always talks about Tarantino's foot fetish thing. I think you found like puppet penis fetish is what.
Yeah.
Oh, dandy, mate.
No, I did. I was like kind of comparing it to like Wiseau or like Neil Breen, in that like, I feel like it's, for how incompetent it is and how again confused it is, it feels so much more like a real movie than like a Neil Breen movie to me, at least, or like Tommy Wiseau. It feels more like it has more of an idea of what it is at the very least than like one of their movies. It's easier to follow, you know. It's follow
well edited.
the general plot.
I'll give you that.
That's
like,
what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
you can follow it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like those, like, especially, I don't. Have you seen any Neil Breen movies, Regs? Like,
No.
They're very hard to comprehend. They're very hard to follow. And this, yeah,
it feels like outsider art from someone who doesn't think he's making outsider art.
Yeah, it's like this
he's like
is
a real estate guy who bought expensive cameras and has very specific ideas about a lot of things.
Yeah,
So he's inspired but untalented.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about his movies, but just like lacks all of the ability to like. There will be a green screen scene of his character where he like jumps from like a ground level to like the second story of a building, and what he'll do is he'll like find a PNG of a building and then green screen himself, and he'll literally like using like keyframes make his guy, he'll go like this and he'll just and jump and land on the second floor.
That sounds charming.
It's very charming.
It is. It really is. It's very funny.
He feels
I'm sorry, your
genuine.
listeners are probably really, really used to this, but I can't let it go past. Are you playing fetch with one of your cats?
Yeah.
You're like shooting a hair tie or something, and it's going, and it gets it, and then comes back.
Yeah.
Your cats are fucking. My cats wouldn't do that in a million years.
You have some of the most like distinctive personality cats I've like, ever seen.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by the cat.
I was snapping at him earlier because he'll, if I don't do it, he'll sit here and he'll just meh, meh, meh. Yeah. So I don't think you guys could hear him, but it'll be on my my track, my recording at least.
Plenty of cat nonsense going on in all of my shows actually. We did a blooper reel the other day for No Country, and Clark, my cat, is literally in it because he came in the room and I held him up.
Oh, nice.
#CatDad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it is offensive and pointless. But yeah, fucking. I should have got high. Like I really should have got high and watched it. It would have been. I might go back. I don't know if I'm in my 40s. Like I'm going to be really careful about how I choose to spend my time. You know.
But like find some people to show it to. You know, they
won't like me anymore.
I mean, hey, it worked. Ethan showed it to me, and I really, but I might maybe I'm the only hit. No, we totally skipped. I mean, I mentioned the hunting of the trans people multiple times, but we skipped over what is maybe the best scene in the whole movie. I mean, it is that scene, but like the way that they decided to like the chase scene is them like on rolling tracks and like and then to where it even extends to like once they've stopped running around, there's a part where I think it's when the Asian one is like behind the trash cans and Alex is like, okay, you know, we won't kill you if you give us the gun. So he gets up and he starts walking towards her, but he's still on like a dolly track because he's not moving his feet. He's just slowly creeping towards her. And then there's also like, that's just where this movie goes fucking balls to the wall. And then it just like with the editing and like the choices with that, it's not the craziest thing that happens because you have the sex with the item at the end. But like as far as like how it's put together is like the craziest scene, because then there's the part where she jumps out and she starts shooting at him. So he grabs Fatty and he's like using him as a human shield. And did you guys notice Fatty's like face extend?
Yeah, like what the fuck are we talking about?
But it's awesome. I loved it.
It went Imhotep. Like we're talking about the mummy. It went
full. Damn. Like, did not think the mummy was gonna be referenced this many times, but it's apt. It's
well, it
apt.
came out in 1999, so there you go.
Oh my god.
They were ripping off the item.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that might be round the other way there, Nick, but whatever.
Those moments, I was like, oh, okay. They're introducing these like weird elements of like hyper reality, like style.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of like them running, it's like it felt like they went like anime mode for like a second.
Dude, yeah, go ahead. But yeah.
Like that's kind of what it felt like. And then I feel like they did it throughout fairly consistently, but they did do that thing where like they accentuated certain like movements with like a like those like, because like when him and Fatty are when him and Fatty are like waiting for like the Asian woman to like come out, Fatty says something, and I feel like you might have referenced this, but like Alex like kind of does one of those like goes over to talk to him, but he's still like he like flies over like super smoothly, so it's like he's still kind of
that's another one
in that like heightened reality mode.
Yeah
And it's like, okay, they're trying to do some sort of that also. I don't know if Quentin Tarantino's done that specifically, but it seems like something he would do. But what his would be like in reference to another kung fu movie or another movie that he saw like when he was younger, and he's like, I'm gonna rip this thing off in a loving way because I really like these things, so I'm going to insert them into my movies. But then it's like the disconnect comes in when Dan Clark is like, I'm gonna take this thing that Quentin Tarantino did, but he has no idea where Quentin Tarantino got it from, or like why he appreciates it, or why he's just like, oh, the guy who made Pulp Fiction did this thing, so I'm gonna do it in my movie too. And that like it just seems like almost like copying for like no reason
100%, yeah.
But it's still, I mean, to his credit, it looked good. Like when like it didn't look terrible when they did that chase scene, and they were like, it kind of cut to all four of them just like, like I was like, that was like the most entertaining part of the movie, and then the rest of it is just like dialogue that just made me want to end it all.
Yeah, it's funny. Homie works on kids stuff now.
Oh.
Yes, I looked at his IMDb. He did.
Tasty
he like wrote
Tales
2
of
episodes.
Food Truckers, Grid Smasher, Einstein Pals, Team
He did a couple
Smithereen.
episodes
Yeah, there's all these
of
like
Bratz.
kids cartoon shits. That's
Yeah.
wild. Sorry, I just got a little distracted wondering what the fuck else he did to humanity. Yeah, a lot of like he's written a lot of kids shows. That's so funny. How do you go from that to that? You know, who sees the item and goes, "Oh, he should write our show called Frenzy Space or Alien Xmas." Absolutely bizarre.
He was nominated for Primetime Emmy Awards for The Saveums, a children's animated show from 2006.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. I mean,
Crazy.
Rodriguez did, From Dusk
Spy
Till Dawn,
Kids.
and he did Spy Kids, and,
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah, they are two very similar directors in terms of like skill and ability in writing. And acting. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, what a ripoff this movie poster is.
Of...
It had a movie
The
poster?
item.
Yeah, what is it a rip
Something.
I'm stupid.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel ripped off. Like what you see versus what you get. Like,
gotcha,
it almost,
okay.
it's like something is dying to get out, and it looks like a velociraptor. Like, I think you look at that thing and you're like, oh, this is like, it's like that one segment from Creep Show with like the monster in the box.
I wrote that down
Like,
because
it's like
that's
the
another.
ape.
That one's called The Crate. So it's like everything with like monster in a box is like the item,
the blank,
the crate,
the thing,
You could even say the thing because it's like in an ice box, and they thought out.
Yeah, true.
They
But
should
yeah,
have called it
the-
the 90 Minutes of My Life I'll Never Get Back. Fucking abusive.
But I'm looking at this movie poster and I'm like, oh, this is the one that they put. This is like the one that Ethan's brother saw on DVD and was like, I just saw Jurassic Park and like, I bet this is gonna be like another dinosaur movie. I bet it's awesome. And then the item is what he saw.
And now he's
is the
into
cover.
big rubber dildos and Asian chicks.
He is, yeah.
That's what's up.
That is the cover of the DVD that he has. So that,
Yeah.
very likely, yeah. I like that too. That like talking about how he like ripped off Tarantino, because like I thought, especially the one against the Dr. Jimmy Savile at the beginning, that the squibs, like when they shoot, some of them are like good and like really blood spray, that it made me think of like Kill Bill, like how they're used in that, how like slice, pause for like a half a second, and then and it just goes.
Yeah.
But Kill Bill came out after this. Not that it's the first movie that did. I mean, obviously, Kill Bill was inspired by old, like 70s, like Lady Snowblood and stuff like that.
Pictures and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But I did think of that, and I thought some of the squibs were like, I like a good squib, like that when he shoots him, when Alex gets shot in the chest and it like explodes out his back. That was a good one. There's so much fucking blood in this movie too.
Yeah,
there's so much.
I wasn't expecting it actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Dude, Alex
until it
gets
doesn't.
shot and I'm like, thank God this guy is finally dead. And then he talks for like another 3 minutes and I'm like, shut up and die. Just shut up. You're dead. Stop talking. He just does not stop talking.
He's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to get off his chest.
That's how. Oh, no, was that on purpose? Because he gets shot in the chest. I thought maybe that was.
No.
off his
I
chest.
just was saying that he's got some insights into what it is to be human, folks, and we better fucking listen.
Yeah, and then you do get that very like what I felt like what was supposed to be the deepest, like the most like psychological like dialogue between him and the item before he dies. So it's like the item says like it's a beautiful thing to be brought back to nothing or something like that, and then he's, I don't know, just like that talk, I was like, this is getting weird. That's where it again, just the
This
whole
is
thing
getting
being
weird?
so confusing. Well,
It got weird.
again, just after like you're juxtaposing that with like what he's doing right up to like the whole confusing tonality stuff from like, is he supposed to be like scary? Like he's obviously ends up like the villain, like he's the one they kill in the end and whatever, but like then he's like funny and quirky. like he kills the one that her friend that they bring back, and then he kills he kills that one after it picks up the gun and shoots Martin right before Martin was clearly going to kill Alex. That's when the friend character decides to pick up the MAC-10 and like laser Martin, opening themselves up for getting, killed by Alex. And then he kills them after, again, they're like, begging to not be killed. And then he turns to his girlfriend and he's like, oh, hey. And he's like talking all like, hey, now I'm going to have a little quirky little monologue here where you're like, oh, and your art, it's obvious.
You know something? I have been dying to tell you this. Your sculptures and paintings and stuff are all total crap. Oh yeah, and your art? It's obvious. Is this one of the kids you wanted me to meet? Hi, my name's Alex. I understand you go to school with Rita.
And there's like this bloody like pulp on the ground.
And the part that she struggles with is later on, she's talking to her friend. She's like, is my art obvious? I'm like, that's what you took away from that conversation? Like, homie's a fucking mass murderer. Like, maybe that's the bigger issue here, is that you're with him.
Yeah. Yeah, but she likes liars, because maybe that's more,
clearly.
What is it? When somebody lies to you, it's like telling the truth or something. Something like that.
You know that someone's lying. Yeah. It's like
I must tell you though, I had
friends.
to watch this. Sorry, you go ahead, Nick.
I'll excuse all my friends getting murdered, but if you say my shit's derivative, that's like a line too far.
Yeah.
I had to watch this in 2 chunks. And the second chunk I watched while I was at work. And the second chunk was probably the last 15 minutes. And when I tell you that I had to sort of move my laptop and get off of the work Wi-Fi just in case to finish watching this, I can't understate it enough. It was one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me. So cheers, fellas. Yeah. I'm so glad this friendship has blossomed to this kind of a place. I'm going to find some weird shit to show you.
That was when Ethan first showed it to me, I was like, there was a lot of like dull, again, there's a lot of dull stuff because it does taper off in like the middle act, especially for me. But then like the movie ends and I was like, this movie showed me something new. This showed me something I've never seen before. And that means something to me, that's pretty significant.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like it.
I've seen so
as
many
derivative
goddamn
as it
movies.
is.
Right?
Yeah, it took me by surprise at every turn. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I feel better about it now that I'm like, I won't ever watch it again. But there is something inherently valuable in its originality.
Sure. Yeah.
What was the rating system again? It's a dud or a spud.
Dud or spud. Yep.
Yeah, I've got to. It's kind of a spud, this one, like because you're right, because you got to see it to believe it. Like if you were to explain it to anybody, you'd sound like an insane person.
Yeah. Yeah. And and again, even when you hear the description of like what goes on in the movie, it's like, yeah, but it's like it's how they do it though that like really. Like hearing her have sex with the item is like that's one thing, but then it is a like you said, like seeing is believing. Yeah, long story short, it's a spud. The only note I didn't get to was that I like when the item is talking to Martin because it's going through all their like their insecurities and their guilt and whatever. It's like really he's dealing with like he's grappling with like the guilt of like being a murderer. So I guess like that first scene was that the first time he ever killed somebody, and I was like, when did his remorse set in? After the 40th or 50th bullet that he pumped into that girl in the opening scene? Like, where was he like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't feel great about this. Like,
25. Around 25, I reckon's a good
supercut
gauge.
of each supercut of each bullet, and you just watch his expression go from like
like the Mr. Incredible, like different phases, like the, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's just
anyways.
like, it's just like shadowed and blackened and cursed.
Yeah. It goes to that. Yeah.
Well, he also like had a brain tumor, so like that was part of his thing. was
Right.
that, like,
Yeah.
he was like dying, I guess.
Is that why he was remorseful?
Because
Like
why
it was
not?
like the brain tumors can like affect you, so he was becoming like a normal human being.
Yeah, it was like pressing on a certain like gland in his brain, and he was just like, it was giving him empathy, and he was like, oh, what is this feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of my instincts tell me to say dud because this was sort of a miserable experience, but I see the potential in like that Spud quality, and I think the ending definitely elevates it to
Porn.
that
It
Spud
elevates to
status.
porn is what happens.
Yeah, that's what it does. It elevates a lot of things if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, there certain elements like the scene of them like pumping like 200 rounds into that lady, and then the item pumping 200 rounds into another lady.
Jesus.
That's a high sperm count. That's a high sperm count for the item. He looks too small to have that kind of volume. Just a fucking river of ejaculate. That's great. That's so good. Okay.
Oh yeah,
all
so
right.
I guess it's just, it's a spot. It'll be a spot for me as well.
You know,
As I said before, yeah, I'm kind of in that camp now as well. The Spud seem to be believing. But I must tell you, folks, in the year of our Lord 1999, when this film was released, you also got Fight Club, Sleepy Hollow, American Beauty, The Matrix, The Sixth Sense, The Virgin Suicides, The Mummy, 10 Things I Hate About You, Magnolia, Girl Interrupted, Three Kings, Toy Story 2, Star Wars Episode 1 being John Malkovich, Dogma, the Tarzan, the animated one, Blair Witch Project,
crazy
like
year.
you could, Deep Blue Sea. You could watch any
Hell
of these
yeah.
motherfuckers and have a better time.
I thought you were gonna say you could just add this to the list. You know,
You can just
The
add this to the
item as
list
well.
of shit that you must see right this very now.
great 1999 movies. Yeah, look, the
We're
Relic.
re-ranking the Oscars from that year.
Yeah, the Relic promised us great cleavage, but the item gave us tits. So, you know,
So, what do you want to watch? What do you
Yeah.
want to watch more?
yeah.
Which way, Western man?
All right. Well, it was nice knowing you, Regs.
Yeah.
So,
What's going to happen?
sorry that this is the last time that. I'm saying sorry that this is the last time you're ever gonna deign to speak to us.
Oh no,
To
I'm a
me, at
glutton for
least.
punishment. I'll come right the fuck back. You give me more items, and I'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
right.
Speaking of more items, we have another movie that we're gonna do next week, and then we'll wrap this.
Well, the
bitch
fucking
up.
dude doing the renovations at my house is doing a drum roll for you. So
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
I do
Great.
apologize, everybody. I'm sorry if that's really annoying. I'm sure it's
I'm very curious because it's not
coming.
coming through. Like Discord does pretty good at like noise cancellation, but I'll be very curious to listen to your like raw recording and just like hear like jackhammers and shit going on.
It's a bandsaw. Like fuck my hole. I just can't record podcasts.
You in like
during the day.
a dentist's office or something? There's just like a
Yeah. Is it safe?
So, our movie for next week is one I have wanted to see probably since it came out, and I just never have. It's from 2008, directed by Kim Ji-woon. It is The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
oh
Korean.
It's like the three of us.
Yeah.
yeah
And we can figure out who is who.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen. I'm trying to think what his most popular movie is. Like, oh, I Saw the Devil. Have you seen I Saw the Devil, Nick? Maybe?
No.
Or
Oh,
Tale of Two Sisters is another really good one. He also did the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie The Last Stand, which I like. So I've seen a few of his movies, but this is like the biggest one that I've always really, really wanted to see. It's got Song Kang-ho and Lee Byung-hun, who's in He was in No Other Choice, if you guys saw that. He's in other stuff too, but anyways.
That looks dope. I'm just gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not on that episode, but
always
I've
intrigued me, but if you're free, you're always welcome back.
Well, I think I might have to, just based on how good that fucking movie looks. Hey man, if it's going to be a step up, whatever the fuck I watch after this, you know what I mean? Just exclusively watch, snuff films for the next week, and it'll still be a better time. You know what I mean? Just watch 8mm again and again.
Oh yeah, we could nix this and we could watch the guinea pig movies. Have you heard of those ones? Like Japanese. I'm not getting into that, but you can look them up if you want. They're not actually snuff films, but they are. They could be.
Close enough?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Anyways, yeah, so watch that. Watch The Good, the Bad, and the Weird before the next episode if you don't want to be spoiled for it. These episodes come out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on YouTube in video form, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more in audio form. We also have social pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Give us a comment. Give us a like. We got a comment on one of our videos today, and Nick messaged me, and he was like, somebody commented on our video, and I was like, sweet.
It has begun.
That's how much it means to us. Just one comment warrants an exchange between us, because it is cool. And once again, thank you to Regs.
If more people want to find you,
come to Melbourne, you motherfuckers. Right. It's No Country for Old Films. We're on all those places as well, except for Twitter or X. We're not on that, but we're on Instagram and TikTok. I'm told I don't run that stuff, so that's Tommy. And the Film Addicts podcast is my other sort of semi-regular regular show, which I do with my pal Addy. We're on all those places too. Come check us out. We're good fun.
Sweet. Good.
Thanks for having me, fellas. I appreciate you.
Yes. Of course. Always a great time.
Yeah. And could you hear that? He was really
I heard
loud.
The meow.
Yeah, the meow's going on here.
I heard it, yeah.
Bless him.
Geez, and with all that said, I am... What? Is this a podcast? Am I starting a podcast collection? I'm TJ, and with me as always.
As always, I am your asthmatic janitor who's coming to get you, so you better hide in the bathroom before I steal your hypothalamus or whatever. And I'm Nick. And with us,
as always, I am your now sweaty with cleavage bullet.
Yeah.
Regs.
Nice.
Woo.
Excellent. Well done, pals.